Lauren Spierer was born on January 17, 1991 to Charlene and Robert Spierer and grew up in Scarsdale, New York, just outside New York City. By all accounts, Lauren had a normal childhood growing up alongside her sister Rebecca before graduating from Edgewood High School in the spring of 2009. That fall, Lauren began attending the University of Indiana, pursuing a degree in merchandising. In June 2011, now a 20-year-old sophomore, Lauren was finishing up her second year of college, living in an apartment at the Smallwood Plaza Apartments near campus. On the evening of June 2, 2011, Lauren left her apartment for a night out. Her boyfriend of 2 years, Jesse Wolff, however, did not want to go that evening, choosing to watch the NBA Finals instead. Rather, she is accompanied by David Rohn, another UI student from her building, and the two proceed to walk several blocks to a pregame party being thrown by Jason Rosenbaum, whom Lauren met just the week prior at the Indianapolis 500. Surveillance footage later showed Rohn returning to his apartment at around 12:30 a.m. on June 3rd, without Lauren, and remaining there until around 11 a.m. later that morning. Rohn later took a lie detector test during the course of the investigation administered by the FBI, which showed no deception. Meanwhile, at approximately 1:46 a.m. on June 3rd, Lauren walked several blocks from her friend's apartment at the 5 North Townhomes and entered Kilroy's sports bar, providing a fake ID to gain entry. Kilroy's is a popular local hangout, especially among college students who live nearby. 40 minutes later, at approximately 2:27 a.m., Lauren is seen leaving the bar with a companion later identified as Corey Rossman, who was another person she had met just the weekend before at the Indianapolis 500, along with the host of the earlier party, Jason. It is also noted she leaves the bar without her shoes or phone. The two then proceed to walk back to Lauren's apartment, where an altercation occurs between Rossman and Lauren's friend Zach Oates, along with 3 others who are concerned about Lauren, who at this point appears to be intoxicated. Oates and Rossman have a verbal altercation before Oates punches Corey Rossman in the face, eventually fleeing with the others. Lauren is last seen on camera at 2:51 a.m., leaving the apartment building into an alley with Corey. Her keys and purse were later found along a route in the alley. Meanwhile, Lauren and Corey arrive back at his apartment several minutes later, where Corey's roommate, Michael Beth, was in the apartment. It was Michael who noted that Corey was heavily intoxicated and made sure he got into bed. At that point, the roommate suggested Lauren, who was also intoxicated, should stay over. However, she indicated that she wanted to return to her own apartment. At 3:30 a.m., Michael indicated he brought Lauren to his neighbor Jason Rosenbaum so that he could take care of her. It was Jason who hosted the party earlier that evening that Lauren went to before the bar. During that time, 2 calls were placed using Rosenbaum's phone, and later he stated it was Lauren who placed the calls, one to David Rohn, who she originally started the evening with, and the second to another friend, neither of whom picked up the call. No messages were left. At approximately 4:30 a.m., Jason indicated Lauren left his apartment, which would be the last time she was reported to be seen at the intersection of 11th Street and College Avenue. Later, on June 3rd, Lauren's boyfriend Jesse attempts to contact her by phone, however is unable to reach her, until he is informed by an employee at Kilroy's sports bar that her phone was left there the night before. Afterward, Jesse meets up with Lauren's roommate and begins looking for her, and at approximately 4:30 p.m. friends contact the Bloomington Police Department to report Lauren missing. In the days following her disappearance, the case received local and national attention, and on June 6th, the first volunteer search effort to find Lauren took place, with daily searches continuing for weeks. On June 7th, local law enforcement obtained a search warrant to recover surveillance footage from Lauren's apartment. And on the very same day, Jason Rosenbaum hires attorneys to represent him in his dealings with authorities. Rosenbaum in the following weeks would provide full statements to authorities, allow the search of his home, submit a DNA sample, and take a polygraph test. On October 9th, the Spierer family offers a $100,000 reward for information leading to Lauren's safe return. On June 10th, 1 week after Lauren went missing, police indicate they have 10 persons of interest. The next day, Lauren's story is featured on a segment of America's Most Wanted, where it produces over 300 tips, but ultimately no breakthroughs. Meanwhile, the media continues to push law enforcement for more information about the investigation and wants to know why the police have not interviewed all the persons of interest. On June 13th, public searches for Lauren are scaled back from 3 per day down to 2, with Lauren's parents Robert and Charlene appearing on the Today Show the very next day to bring national attention to the case. At this point, police have received over 1,000 tips but are not anywhere closer to finding Lauren. Police also confirmed Lauren's boyfriend Jesse is among those considered persons of interest. In the following days, police released images from an apartment security camera showing a white pickup truck traveling in the area within 10 minutes of when Lauren went missing. Though the images are grainy, the truck appears to pass through the area twice, and in one of the pictures appears to have something in the bed of the truck. Eventually, authorities would locate the truck driver and clear him as a person of interest. As the summer of 2011 went on, and the investigation continued, including a search at a local landfill, Lauren's parents continued to voice suspicions about those who were with Lauren that evening, specifically Corey Rossman, Mike Beth, and Jay Rosenbaum, the last 3 people known to have seen her before she went missing. However, they also cast doubt on Lauren's boyfriend, Jesse Wolff, who said he was sleeping when she disappeared. The theories about what happened to Lauren in the early morning hours of June 3, 2011, have been wide-ranging, one of which was Lauren experienced an accidental overdose. Some believe Lauren drinking large amounts of alcohol and perhaps taking other drugs in combination with Lauren's known heart condition could have played a role. Lauren suffered from long QT syndrome, a disorder that causes potentially dangerous irregular heartbeats and requires medication. Police did report finding a small amount of drugs in her room following her disappearance, and Jay Rosenbaum later told authorities Lauren consumed alcohol as well as took drugs the evening of her disappearance. It is thought by some that after she suffered an overdose, those with her at the time hid her to avoid criminal charges. Lauren's parents filed a civil lawsuit against Rossman, Beth, and Rosenbaum in 2012. The suit accused the men of negligence, alleging that Rossman and Rosenbaum supplied Lauren with alcohol and drugs after she was already visibly intoxicated and then neglected to assure she returned safely to her apartment, which likely led to her death. In 2013, a federal judge dismissed the suit against Mike Beth, ruling that he had no duty to care for Lauren. The following year, the same judge dismissed the suit against the other 2 men, stating, "Unfortunately, there could be any number of theories as to what happened to Lauren and what, if any, injuries she may have sustained. Without evidence to prove these theories, it would be impossible for a jury to determine if whatever happened to Spierer was a natural and probable consequence of her intoxication. Other theories, including that Lauren was the victim of a random abduction, which could have easily happened given her current state around the time of her disappearance. Nearly 4 years after Lauren went missing, that theory got new life as another University of Indiana student by the name of Hannah Wilson went missing after visiting Kilroy's, the same bar Lauren went to before her disappearance. However, in this case, the victim was discovered in an empty lot about 10 miles from the college campus. Police would identify a suspect in this case by the name of Daniel Messel, who was eventually tried and convicted. In 2017, the prosecuting attorney in that case, Ted Adams, indicated he believed Daniel Messel could have in fact been connected to Lauren's disappearance. Adams pointed to the discovery of 5 women who were harassed and 1 assaulted in the summer and fall of 2012, just 1 year after Lauren's disappearance. Adams maintains that what happened to Lauren fits with Messel's predatory habits. In April 2018, Messel pleaded guilty for a September 2012 assault of another University of Indiana student. Meanwhile, in early 2016, the FBI and local authorities conducted a search of a property owned by the family of Justin Wagers in connection to Lauren's disappearance. Wager, who had a documented criminal history, including being a registered sex offender, was forced to submit to a DNA sample in the event future evidence is found. Investigators searched the property with cadaver dogs, which indicated potential evidence. Anthropologists conducted an excavation where the dogs hit but found nothing. No arrests were made, and police did not comment on their findings. It has been over 12 years since Lauren's disappearance, and her family is nowhere closer to getting a resolution now than they were in those early days of the case. In the fall of 2011, Lauren's family hired a private investigative firm out of New York City to help with the case, who, to this day, are still involved. 10 years after her disappearance, the private investigators still questioned boyfriend Jesse Wolff's alibi and the cooperation of those last seen with Lauren before her disappearance. Investigators also questioned the actions of the Bloomfield Police Department in the days and weeks after her disappearance, which included being seen 11 days after she was reported missing, going door to door asking for information, but by which time many students had left school for the summer and returned home. It is also noted that there are surveillance videos obtained over the course of the investigation from a nearby alley that have still not been released, raising more questions. The case continues to be a topic of discussion online even 12 years later, including on popular sites such as Reddit, as well as true crime documentaries that dig into possible theories on what happened to Lauren in those early morning hours of June 3, 2011. With more and more cold cases being solved years, sometimes decades after they happened, there is continued hope that one day Lauren's family will get the answers they deserve. Meanwhile, her family still maintains a website, www.findlauren.com, as well as social media profiles on sites such as Facebook. Lauren will never be forgotten, and her memory lives on through those who knew her best. Let us know in the comments section below what you think may have happened to Lauren and your possible theories. For updates on future episodes, please make sure to click on the thumbs up and subscribe button below to stay connected with all the latest information. Thank you for watching.